Hey guys, welcome to The Soul Experience, the podcast to enlighten your mind and comfort your soul. In this podcast, we cover everything from spiritual awakenings to hidden truths about society in order to help you lead a positive lifestyle. We hope you guys enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of The Soul Experience. In this episode, we're going to be discussing your higher self, sex and spirituality, government control through panic, and ways you can keep reaching to become your higher self. I'm your host, Gerardo, and with me is my beautiful co-host, Carolina.
Hi! Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing super good today. It's raining outside, so it's kind of gloomy.
A little bit. But we won't let it get to us.
Yeah, so if y'all hear some thunder, some rain sounds, just take it as like background, like calming music or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some really interesting things that we're going to be talking about today, so let's get started.
Alright, let's get started.
So, who is your higher self?
Your higher self is basically your higher self. Okay, I'm just playing. Okay, your higher self is pretty much you. It is you.
It is you.
It's just you without your ego, pretty much, without all this matrix stuff going on around you. So like,
it is like the ultimate
version
best
of you.
Version of yourself. Yes.
And what's cool about it, about them, I guess, is that they're capable of everything. They know everything. They're so wise. Nothing scares them, and they know they're always in control. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And well, our goal is just to be able to reach that point to where we can be our higher selves here in
on
this
Earth.
matrix.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's pretty cool, honestly. Okay.
And well, there's a lot of ways you can get in touch with your higher self. And
one of the main ones is meditation.
Yeah, I feel like we always talk about meditation, but that's because it's so important.
It's so important.
So meditate. If
as
you
much
don't
as
meditate, you will not wake up. Or you could wake up, but you won't reach your highest self, your best version, okay? So, meditate. And other ways you can reach your higher self. Letting go of everything holding you back, which we've talked about in past episodes, like negative people and negative things that bring you down, such as social media, the news, distractions, sports, video games, things like that. I guess you don't have to completely let go, but just make sure it's not something that really affects your everyday life. Yeah.
Or that controls you constantly.
Don't let something control you, like porn,
social media. I know that I used to be social media addict. Oh my god.
It took her a while for her to realize that.
Hey, don't expose me. I'm just kidding.
We just have to tell them how it is. Like,
it took me a really long time to really let go of Instagram.
She would feel it as me
Snapchat.
like attacking her.
Well, you already know why.
Yeah, I know why, but it was all for a good cause. Because
and now I don't even log into like a main Instagram. I have like a side Instagram where I only follow 14 people, and most of them
spiritual stuff.
And people that I find important to me. So we're gonna talk about sex.
Yes.
To be very straightforward, and how it can mess with your spirituality. So, soul bonding. What is that? What is that term? What does it mean?
Soul bonding is pretty much what happens whenever you have sex with somebody. It's like a really, really deep connection. Most people don't think much of sex these days, and that's because it's everywhere. It's on
everywhere.
TV all the time. It's in shows. It's even in
it's in
some
music.
kids' cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
In Disney stuff, it's all over Disney. Like if you don't know what we're talking about, you can look it up. Disney hidden sex symbolism and stuff. It's pretty bad. And well, it makes it difficult on us because all that stuff is done on purpose to drive us away from really seeing what sex really is. And it's just a really deep bonding experience between two partners.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that you want to make sure you have the right person.
Yeah.
That to have sex with, because what happens is you transfer your own demons and they transfer theirs into you. And by that, it could just be like it's just trauma, past experiences, or even past partners that they've had sex with who weren't very great. It passes on to you, and it doesn't help you. It's pretty much what we're saying.
Yeah.
If you notice, like, so many porn stars and stuff, they're depressed. They're so depressed. They're sad. They hate
life.
Yeah. Or it's just people that have a lot of sex don't tend to be really happy. Maybe fake happy, like celebrities and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I think that protecting your soul is definitely something that you always need to take into account whenever you're gonna have sex with someone, because, like, you know, you may not know what they're actually dealing with underneath it, and I think that can be really harmful for you.
And they're not doing anything on purpose to hurt you.
It's not. It's just something that happens.
And most people don't know about it, so they just don't ever really think about anything like that. And so, yeah, try to not have multiple partners, like a lot of partners. It's a controversial topic. A lot of
really
people
is, because
feel it as like what we're saying now is slut shaming, or
because we're not. We're definitely super sex positive.
Yeah, we are.
But we found that after having sex with so many people, we've ended up with problems that weren't necessarily ours, but were something that someone else was dealing with.
Yeah.
And I know for me, a lot of the partners that I had all these really bad insecurities or depression, and I ended up experiencing the same problems myself. And it was really, really odd. It's something that I've known about before, and something that I was always really scared about whenever I did have sex with people. It's just something you need to be really aware of, I think.
And it's really difficult, honestly, to stay away from
sex. It's something that is very
it's ingrained in our mind.
Yeah.
Not just because we're human, we're animals, we tend to want to have sex. It's not only that, but it's like purposely everywhere.
And plus, it's like one of the biggest like pleasures to your ego.
Yeah. And
it can be one of the hardest to really like
let go of. And the thing, like, for example, you know, I was talking about the Disney stuff. Well, Disney tends to put a lot of things in their background.
Subliminal messages.
Yeah, like, you can look it up. We're not kidding. You just see sex everywhere. Or it's crazy, and it's something you don't really ever notice, but your subconscious records it, and who watches Disney stuff mainly? Kids. And that's who it's affecting. It just gets in their minds. Like, do you feel like it maybe affected you?
It could have, yeah, for sure. I mean, I already had past trauma anyways, but I feel like that just kind of added on to it. And yeah.
And well, just keep in mind, everything is made to destroy you. Social media, you scroll like 10 seconds, you see someone showing off their body.
Which is not
a
negative
bad thing.
It's not. It's
but like,
just,
it gets your mind into this mindset, and then some people start, like, they see that, they get turned on, I guess, and they pull up their phone, Pornhub or something. Like, it's just
cringe.
It's just really difficult, but just try to keep it under control if you really want to grow. That's all we're saying. You don't have to listen to us, but this is just our advice.
Also, whenever you're with someone and you climax, you're essentially giving away your energy to that person, and that can really, really drain you.
Yeah, actually, we've been participating in no fap, no
nut.
Like, holding your sexual energy gives you so much extra energy in your everyday life.
Exactly.
Once you go a while without releasing any of it. Like, think about it. It's life energy. What you have in there, like, for men at least, it's literally life. Like, it's what creates life. So what do you think would happen if you hold it in? Well, you do too, but like, you don't release
in my womb
like that. But holding it in, it just gives you so much extra energy. It makes you go Super Saiyan.
Essentially, it just, I don't know, at least for me, I know that after, you know, I guess, masturbating, and then climaxing, I always feel really tired or really unmotivated
and
afterwards.
A lot of people feel guilty too.
Yeah, I found that a lot of people do feel guilty about it, and I've seen, like, in comment sections and stuff, like, people are like, wow, I can't believe I actually just nutted to this and stuff, and then they feel weird, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably because you're not supposed to be doing it. Ooh. Yeah. Essentially, like, whenever you do climax, after you masturbate, you're giving away your energy to a demon, like a succubus or an incubus,
Yeah,
which
pretty much.
sucks because you don't want to be giving away your good positive life energy to a
anyone.
demon, or to anyone really. But I gave it to you. We'll cry. It's okay. So what are some benefits of like no fap, no nut?
Well, you start feeling a lot more energized, and the cool thing is like people who tend to be really shy, really quiet, or not very outgoing, not very talkative. Well, when they hold it for long enough, it's like they just get this sudden confidence. They start glowing, physically glowing. Like you just look so much. I don't know. And people tend to gravitate more towards you. It could be because we're all animals, and like animals tend to look for their best mating partner. And so let's say some guy holds his sexual energy for a long time, then he probably has the best like sperm to give to create a child. And so it naturally just attracts women. And I guess the other way around for men too. Like women would attract more men when they hold their sexual energy, because not only does it bring physical beauty, but it just gives this energy, this aura that's really
of
good.
like good vibes. Yeah, good vibes.
And people who tend to watch a lot of porn or masturbate a lot tend to be those who are really shy with girls, or quiet, or they're not very outgoing, and it's because of what they're doing. They're like just letting go of all that energy, and it's just not good for them.
So like personally, you've been no fap, no nut.
Yeah.
And how has that been for you?
Well, I've been a lot more energized, and like whenever I would relapse with you, it would suck. I would feel like I don't know,
and then I would feel bad.
yeah, it was just like I would get this horrible feeling like, damn, I shouldn't have done this. And like if it's something good to do, why would I feel that? You know?
I think it's just like a body thing, or a physical thing, an ego thing. I don't think our soul necessarily gets anything good out of
it's just our ego wanting the pleasure.
Woo.
Okay, should we move on?
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so government things.
We're gonna talk about some things going on.
So, what things in the government, right? Like, what is the government using to keep us in a very low vibration or fear vibrations? Like, how are they using fear to control us?
Well, it's everywhere now. Like, everywhere you look, coronavirus, or World War III, or celebrity deaths, or just, it's always something negative. And it's to keep us in this fear, and also, by the way, fear, false evidence appearing real. It just keeps you.
The first time you told me that, I was like, "Oh, mind
That
blown."
didn't come from me though. It came from either spiritual soul or infinite waters. I forget. But it just keeps you in this mindset that is not good for you. Fear is the lowest vibration, so of course that's what they would want to engrave into us. You notice a lot of people are like preparing for the apocalypse. Just going to the store wearing masks, gloves, and things. Those are the people that are most affected by this fear that shouldn't be here in the first place. But
exactly.
it just hurts us.
Yeah, and it's especially really bad because if there's so many people like actively manifesting negative stuff, you know, the worst things are gonna get in the world anyways. Yeah. And it's just like, why?
Like, put it like this. The government or the elites, they control the media, they control all the outlets, everything we see. Exactly. And so they can literally just make everyone and put everyone into this certain mindset. And if everyone as a collective
consciousness
is just in fear or thinking negative, then the manifestation is going to be way stronger than if it was just a few people thinking that way, you know?
And then our reality shifts into a negative one instead of a positive one.
Well, not ours, because we're staying.
Oh, not
in
ours, obviously,
mindset.
but theirs.
Yeah.
Which sucks for them.
Ooh. Project Bluebeam.
Oh.
I don't know if we should really talk about this. How about look?
Yeah, you guys should go and research
Project
it.
Bluebeam. It's really interesting.
Really eye-opening. I think it's something that a lot of people should be more aware of.
Yeah, it could come very soon. So you just keep in mind Project Bluebeam. And ID chips.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so a
ID
couple
chips.
days ago we
Woo.
saw that Microsoft, I think, had
Microsoft,
partnered with
the Rockefellers, and
the people that do vaccines. They partnered with them to create this thing called ID 2020, which would be like chips or something they inject into us through vaccines. That it'll be used like as a new form of identification. Instead of your ID card, you'll just use
the chip that's inside you.
And hopefully it doesn't become mandatory, but I have a feeling that
It might.
what's going on with this coronavirus stuff is what they're using, so that when they give us the vaccine for coronavirus, they'll implant those chips in us
As
with
well.
or without our consent. And if it's mandatory, then you know why it's mandatory.
Yeah.
Okay, so just keep in mind, we don't want to get too into that.
Yeah, because it's kind of a really
Yeah.
intense topic.
Okay.
Cool. Oh. What else?
Okay, well now we're gonna talk about how to maintain a positive lifestyle.
Yeah, how to stay in good vibes, because especially right now, good vibes are really much needed.
Yeah.
So
weed.
weed.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about weed
With my ex-stoner here. So, what are some pros and cons of smoking weed whenever you're going through a spiritual process?
Well, smoking weed helps a lot with meditation. The thing is, like, when you meditate constantly while high, you just get used to that. And so when you're not high, you really can't meditate. You're not.
It.
So when you're not high, you're not ever really in that state of high consciousness or your higher self, because you usually reach that whenever you are high. And so that's not really a positive thing. Like, what if it gets to a point where you have no access to weed, and you won't ever really, you'll have to like force yourself to just meditate sober, and it'll be a lot more difficult, way more difficult.
How is that hard for you?
Was it hard for me? I guess I just never really looked at weed as a negative, because I always thought it was like a good thing. But I mean, finding out that the weed we're given now, whether it's legal or not, like,
is GMO.
Yeah, like legal weed, like states where it's legalized, it's GMO weed. That it's not the same anymore. It doesn't help you like real organic marijuana.
Marijuana
is, because it cures cancer, and it
does.
helps with so many things. But this new weed, it does not. And you can tell the difference. It's just not good for you. They got in, like, they realized everyone smokes, or a lot of people smoke.
A lot of people.
So and even though it's illegal, so we might as well make it legal and just make a GMO, put some stuff in it, take some stuff out, to make sure they don't get the full
like benefits
from
that
it.
weed would actually get. How is it for you, like, letting go of weed?
It wasn't like, I realized how bad it was for me, and one day I was just listening to Infinite Waters, where he spoke about letting go of negative habits, and I was just working listening to that, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna quit weed today, and then boom, and then I just went a whole like 40 days without it, and it's been great.
I mean, physically it was a little hard on you. Well, it wasn't as bad as the other times you had tried, but
like, I got a little bit of withdrawal, but it wasn't that bad. I didn't crave it or anything. I wasn't I guess in a way I could have been addicted to it, but it's not like I didn't crave it once I left it. I didn't need it or anything, so I was okay. But it's different for other people, because they experience a lot more withdrawal, and it's bad, and they just want to get high one more time, just to relieve the pain a little bit, I guess, and that's what puts them back into the trap.
Imagine how bad the withdrawal would be for Snoop Dogg.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I was just thinking about that. I was like, dang.
What if they're using him as a way to make it seem like such a positive, non-harmful thing, and then it actually does? And I mean, maybe it doesn't physically harm you, but it just keeps you away from
really diving into yourself.
Diving into yourself.
It's a distraction. You used it as a distraction, remember?
That was what I would do whenever I would feel upset or sad or anything. Instead of looking into myself, I would just get high and I would feel better.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so how can you start protecting your energy once you start moving towards your higher self and people begin to gravitate towards you?
Well, once you start getting closer to your higher self, you'll be able to feel people's energies,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll know if people near you, like maybe you won't realize it's their energy, but let's say you're hanging out with a certain group of people,
Mm-hmm.
or you're by yourself, and then this person comes, and then you just kind of want him to leave, or you like can't wait for the conversation to finish, or
Mm-hmm.
for you all to finish hanging out because you just want to go home or something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know why you're feeling that way. It might not even be the person being a certain way or anything, but it's just their energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. They're either draining you, or they just have a really negative energy that's affecting yours.
Exactly. And your
so-
soul can feel that. And
yeah,
it's
your
like,
soul
hey,
feels it.
can we go now?
Yeah, and so that's what you have to work on, staying away from those type of people,
Mm-hmm.
because more people just are gonna start gravitating towards you when you reach your higher self. They can feel your
Yeah.
energy. They can feel how.
How good it feels, and they're like,
Yeah.
hey, I want some of that. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh no, no thanks.
And a lot of them tend to be like negative people, or people that used to be in your life and got and left for whatever reason, and then they end up coming back because, oh look, you improved, let me feed off your energy.
And it's like,
And they don't do it purposely, but it's just their
It's
soul
yeah.
craving that energy that they need,
Exactly.
because they're not that level.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're using you to climb up,
Mm-hmm.
but while doing that, they're bringing you down.
Mm-hmm. What about open sources? Like,
Well, some people,
mm-hmm.
or anyone could get to a point where they're a complete open source of positive energy,
Mm-hmm.
and they can give off their energy without really it affecting them.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes a while to get to that point,
Mhm.
and at first it's really difficult.
Yeah, it is.
And so, but the thing is, just because you're an open source doesn't mean you gotta give your energy to negative people.
To negative people. Yeah,
Like,
that makes
if
sense.
people are negative themselves, or they're energy vampires, if they're just bringing you down and
Mhm.
giving you negative mindset or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
then just keep them away. They're not good for you. If they don't have your best interest in mind,
Then just dip.
then dip. Yeah.
Like me, I'm kind of sort of an open source, I guess.
Yeah.
At
you
least
have
I
a
would.
lot.
I have so much energy all the time.
A lot of people tend to like gravitate towards her
Yeah.
and want her. Like all
me.
the guys like her.
At work, I'll
Everyone.
be. I'm a cashier, by the way. I'm not gonna say where, but I'm a cashier, and a lot of the times, a lot of people that I don't really speak to, or coworkers, or just random people in general that I encounter every day, tend to really enjoy conversating with me or just being around me all the time, which started happening a lot more now that I'm very spiritual,
And with no FAP,
it's just even more. So you really have to be really aware of, like, it's gonna be really great for you, but at the same time it's gonna also attract some negative people, which you need to make sure you block out. Woo! Okay.
And also, we're
mhm.
only working now because of bills and stuff, but like we're not,
Yeah.
like we know that this is temporary. We know
Mhm.
our manifestations are near. Like,
Yeah.
we're rich, we're
We're
wealthy,
so
we are money
rich.
magnets,
Mhm.
we are abundance, we are
Mhm.
prosperity.
Mhm.
We have everything we want, everything we need. We're happy.
And that goes back to our previous episode of manifestations and positive affirmations. Keep saying that, and it's really.
It's bound, like the
It's-
universe
mhm.
can't say no.
Mhm.
You just tell the universe what you want, and it has no choice but to give you that.
Mhm. Once you claim it as
If-
yours, it's yours.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to be in that state of mind.
Mhm.
If you want to be rich, then be rich. It's a
Mhm.
state of mind. It's not. You don't have to have money to be rich. You just
Mhm.
gotta have that rich mindset.
Mhm. Exactly. So overall, how can we keep moving forward despite the negativity around us?
Not letting the negativity get to you, because
Mhm.
all this stuff going on around you is purposely made
is
to bring you
purposely
down,
made.
and knowing that you have the ability to keep it away from you,
Mhm.
and you have the ability to just decide, you know what, I'm not gonna let this affect me. Most people
Exactly.
think it's not that easy. It's not simple like that.
But it is.
But yeah.
It really is. You have the power to choose between what you want to feel and what
Yes.
you don't want to
You
feel.
get to choose how much something affects you. You can choose to react to someone
Mhm.
being an asshole.
Mhm.
It's all up to you. Like, you might think, oh, but I'm just really sensitive, or
Like
all
me.
these things. Yeah.
Hey, stop coming
But you
for
always
me.
have control.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
no matter what.
Mhm. Like me, I'm super, super sensitive. I'm an HSP, which stands for highly sensitive person. And a lot of things tend to get to me because I'm very emotionally driven. And so not letting things get to me is really, really, really difficult.
But she's doing really good now.
Yeah.
Like, really, really good. At first, she would get upset at me for trying to take her away from the negative mindsets.
Yeah, I would
she
push.
was just like, let me be sad. Let me be.
Like, shut up. Yeah.
Like, she felt it was okay to be in this negative.
Mm-hmm. But now that I've understood that, you can feel whatever it is that is coming at you, but holding on.
It has to affect you.
Mm-hmm. Don't let like a small, teeny tiny portion of your day ruin the
the entire rest of the day.
Exactly. And then oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It's hard. It's been hard, but I'm getting better. Woohoo! High five.
Yeah. High five. And every time she does feel affected, all she has to do is meditate. And when she meditates, her higher self reassures her of everything. Her higher self literally tells her what I tell her. But she listens to her higher self, instead of me.
Trying my best.
No, I'm just messing with you.
But the key to everything is meditation. You want to stop feeling sad? Meditate. Are you angry at someone? Meditate. Are you excited about something?
Then be excited.
Then be excited. But you can also meditate about that. I think that's something that really needs to be, focused on more. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anything else you would like to add?
I think that's all for today's episode.
Yeah. We'll be back.
For more.
Yeah.
With more.
With more. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Follow us on Instagram at Soul Experience 02.
Like and subscribe. And share with people that you want to help enlighten as well. Mm-hmm. If there's people you feel really need to awaken, maybe people that are really depressed, people that are struggling a lot with what's going on around them, maybe helping them awaken could take them out of that mindset. But it's difficult. A lot of people will look at you they'll look at you crazy and stuff, so it's okay. Like, don't waste too much of your energy on people that don't want to take the help,
But as always, please, you don't have to take everything that we say to heart. You can just take away anything that resonates within you. Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, or if you want to give us any topics to speak on, just comment down below and we'll make sure to check your comments out. Maybe even leave a cute little comment back for you.
You can comment back. Okay, well,
as always, stay aware
and stay safe. We love you guys.
Peace out.